Det er vi sådan set nu. We are live. This is the Ukrainian Way. And with me today is Peter Gyde Hansen. And we're going to talk about Ukraine. So, but first, we're going to make some tea. Some nice tea from the Ukrainian shop in Vejle, actually. And I have a new cameraman, and he needs to remember to focus on our heads. Lift the camera, please. This is a very young fellow. It's my son, so bear with me and bear with him. It's this first time he ever holds the camera for me. All right, you have the tea. So what is your latest trip to Ukraine?
Actually, that was back in March. That was my 4th trip this year. I did one in January, 2 in February, and 1 in March, and I haven't been since. But I have my next trip planned for August, but I can't really talk about that yet. So this trip in August will be my 26th
Oh my gosh.
car that I will deliver to Ukraine.
And also this 26th trip to Ukraine?
Yes, yes. Right. Only been to Ukraine in connection with delivery of cars, and I've delivered both to military units and humanitarian purposes.
Wow. That is beyond awesome. That is really, really crazy. I have been to Ukraine 12 times.
12, yeah.
And out of those 12 is 9 with cars. I have traveled to Ukraine just for holiday as well. So what motivates a guy like you to do this?
I had money and I got greedy. And then I suddenly discovered the pleasure of giving.
Right.
And how much, thank you, and how much better it made me feel. So the joy of giving and helping others is far, far greater than the feeling of being wealthy.
Right.
I felt much better and much more wealthy by being a good person, helping others by donating some of my money.
Let's go to the living room. We have our son holding the camera here. That is very interesting. So you are motivated by this joy of giving.
Yes.
Right.
By helping out.
I will be right back.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me just introduce my cameraman. Here is Tor, my 11-year-old son, and I will say thank you for now, my boy. All right, let's just have this camera focus a little bit more on us. And let's see. We will see. So when was your first trip to Ukraine?
That was in October 2022.
Right.
And I didn't even have a Twitter account when the war came. But I found out that most of the news we got in the Danish media actually came from other Twitter accounts. So larger international media made Twitter posts, and the Danish news pretty much copied that.
Right.
So I made my own Twitter account because I wanted to follow all the news, not just what our Danish media chose that I should read.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I discovered the NAFO Fella community. And with this community we assist in combating Russian misinformation online, getting pro-Russian accounts closed online, exposing lies, and then came the fundraising. And it turned into these. Now you have the Toonie Tuesdays and Follow a Fellow Fridays. So in this NAFO community, which is a spoof on NATO, right. You have a fella, a NAFO fella, and it's North Atlantic Fellas Organization.
Right.
And it was a Polish guy who came up with it, and it just caught on and went viral very, very fast. And I caught on to that and became an official fella in September. I got my avatar. Wow. We all have a Shiba Inu avatar, and mine is just a guy in with a Danish flag as a background in a Ukrainian colored T-shirt, similar as that. And then I have a big green fly swatter because them Russians ain't nothing but bucks. No. So. While we do very, very serious work with raising funds to buy all kinds of items for Ukrainian soldiers and civilians, we debunk misinformation. Wow. And we have fun at the same time, because it has become a community of like-minded people who has a sense of humor, right. But we never ever forget that this is deadly serious. No. So the people who can donate, some of us go there, and I quickly caught on to this, that it was very satisfying for me to go to Ukraine to deliver these cars myself. So I donated and I donated and I donated like $50 here and $100 there, and then 50 euros here and so on. And then I started asking around online, what can I do more? Yeah. How can I do more? Mm. And then Ragnar Sass from 69 Sniffing Brigade in Estonia, he wrote me, hey, would you like to join us on a convoy? We drive from Tallinn to Kiev. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, of course. Sure. Yeah. So I took some days off from work and I went to see Tallinn as a tourist for a few days, and then we met up this morning. No, wait, that was the first convoy. We drove in the evening to avoid traffic. So we just met up. There was a Estonian NAFO fella meeting at a bar in the old part of the city. So I met some of the guys that I was going on this convoy with, and we had a lot of horilka. And they had made this variant with horseradish and honey. Oh. And everyone wanted to toast with me because, hey, here's this crazy Danish guy who came all the way just to drive a car to Kiev, and everybody wanted to toast with me, and I hadn't really had any supper yet, so I got drunk. And I ended up taking a cab back to my hotel because I didn't know the city at all. It was dark, it was in October, so yeah. But it was fun, and the next day we set off in these cars. And the special thing about all these cars from 69th Sniffing Brigade is that they are, it's used cars, but they are restored, so they are good and ready to go straight to the front line. Yeah. They're fixed up top notch, and they are already camouflage painted. Right. And one of the funny things is that they have this base green color, and then various other colors. They have the silhouettes of F-16s, HIMARS, and of course Shiba Inu silhouettes. Oh wow! As some of them armed with the NLAW anti-tank. So they also. So this is deadly serious, and they are highly professional people, very, very skilled and very, very good at providing cars and equipment for Ukraine. They also have drone jammers on the trucks. Wow. And they have this, they call it the NAFO truck 2.0, and it's for paramedics. So it's pretty much equipped as a 4x4 off-road ambulance. Gotcha. and they're very, very good guys, and they do amazing work for Ukraine, and they have these huge handoffs. I mean, they go in with 12, 20, 30 cars at the time. So they are very, very good. Unfortunately, I don't ride with them anymore. But yeah, that was my first convoy.
Wow.
And one of the guys that rode on this convoy, we clicked very well. He's an Englishman living in Estonia. And he offered me a few days later, after the convoy, after we got home, he contacted me and said, hey, I'm in touch with this guy. He has cars from Germany that needs to go to Dnipro.
Right.
Would you like to tag along?
Wow.
There's 2 cars, so we'll be 2 guys driving. Yeah, sure, why not? And we went to the southern Germany and picked up these cars and drove them all the way to Dnipro. Wow. And at this time, the front was still pretty fluid. Yeah. And Russia had huge advances, so we were a bit nervous about going this far east.
Sure. Yeah.
And we rode through the night, and it was blackout. We arrived in Dnipro during an air raid with a blackout.
Wow.
So we had our flashlights and the lights on the cars, and there were nobody else on the streets. And we got stopped at every checkpoint you can think of. But fortunately, because they could see these guys are working for the army, because as volunteers we are in principle working for the army when we bring cars. Yeah, right. For military units. Yeah. So they let us go through, even though there was a curfew in effect. They still let us drive all the way, because they could have told us to just pull over there and then you could go at 5 in the morning again, and then we would have been stuck. But they let us go.
That's nice.
And we met the I'm not sure how he's called, but he was like the topmost leader, civilian leader of the Dnipro Oblast, right. And the military leader of the civil defense of the Dnipro Oblast. We had coffee with them in their office, and we were like, I was totally fan-struck, because I was like, I'm just a guy from Denmark delivering a car. And I get to drink coffee with these 2. I mean, one guy's a general, and the other guy's the topmost civilian administrator in the region, Sasha Haidai. I don't know if I pronounce it correct, but that was a special experience. The truck I brought, it was a van, but it was armored.
Right.
So it would be they would mount seats in the back. Yeah. And use it to evacuate civilians from the frontline cities and townships. So that was the other guy. He brought a 4x4 Jeep, which would be given onto a military unit, and the van I was driving would be used for civilian evacuation. Wow. And we brought 2 huge generators in the back. I mean, there was just room for those 2 generators, so they were big. And at this time, they needed generators desperately. Crazy, because already then Russia was hitting infrastructure and the power grid. So electricity was crucial.
So let me ask you a question, because you get onto something I find very interesting. I have named this channel the Ukrainian Way, and my idea is to share especially what we can learn from the Ukrainian way of life. And, and when you said you were sitting in the office of this leader of Dnipro, that's what I have been experienced a lot in Ukraine, that they don't feel like kings or
They're very grounded. I mean, they offered us coffee and chocolate in the office, and there was nothing They weren't like arrogant about their
No.
position.
No.
So we just talked about how things were going in the region and what they were nervous about, and how they would use the cars that we brought.
Yeah.
So they were very down to earth. And I have also learned that the Ukrainians have a great sense of humor.
Right.
And I believe this sense of humor is helping them cope with I mean, it's a shit show to be a civilian in Ukraine, because you never know when is my apartment or building going to be hit by a missile or drone. Everybody is at risk every second of every day.
Yeah. And it's not like if you take the statistic risk, well, it's probably not so big, but you don't know who is going to be hit.
You never know. Yeah. I mean, in the frontline cities like Kramatorsk and Kharkiv, you have these human safaris where the Russian hunt civilians with FPV drones, and
that's crazy.
That's just not right.
Would you like a snack?
No, thanks. I'm
No,
good.
no
Yeah,
snack?
just tea, thanks.
So just tea, thank you. It sounds almost like Gandalf. I myself will enjoy a cranberry gingerbread. That's the English, but it's from the Ukrainian shop in Vejle.
They have a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, they do. Because I haven't had enough to eat. So
they had this chocolate bar from Russian with milk chocolate and it's with milk chocolate and there's a cream inside like a crème brûlée. Very, very good. I mean, it's very sweet. Ukrainian chocolate is very, very sweet, but it's very good.
Okay.
High quality.
So maybe I could be permitted to give you this from the shop, because she said he must taste this if he hasn't tasted this.
Yeah. It's funny because I met this other volunteer. She does rescue of cats and dogs, primarily cats, and she is crazy about lemon cakes. So from another Danish NAFO fella,
right,
I once brought a care package full of cookies and cakes, Danish style cakes, and she fell in love with these. They're actually more English style cookies, but lemon cookies.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to find them in the supermarkets, but they're only on sale now and then. But that's lemon cookies.
By the way, do you cook? Are you a cook or?
I'm a chef. Yes.
You are. A chef.
I'm a trained chef. But I haven't worked as a chef for 21 years. So
I saw you with the knife and the meat at one of the drivers' parties in December.
Oh yeah,
or January, I don't remember. And I thought, he knows what he's doing. So you can see it, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think about Ukrainian food?
Oh, I like it. Some of it. I'm having a bit of trouble sometimes distinguishing what is Ukrainian, what is Crimean Tatar, and what is Georgian food, because both Crimean and Georgian food is very popular. But there are some things that I don't like that much, but things like salo and borscht, love it. I mean, sometimes when I'm there, I just have borscht for breakfast. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Exactly. I even like the borscht we get at Ibis Railway.
Oh yeah.
It's probably pretty standard.
Yeah.
But it tastes nice.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
I heard a funny story, but I had that debunked by a Ukrainian, because I heard this tale about borscht being the leftovers from the winter. So as you peel your vegetables over the winter, you put it in a bucket and it will freeze outside. And as you run out of vegetables, you would take this bucket and you would make borscht from that.
Oh, right.
But then I heard from someone in Ukraine that's not true. It's not a soup made on leftovers.
No. I don't know how many different borscht I've tasted, but it's like dozens.
Yeah, I mean it's a pride to have your own special variation of borscht.
Yeah. Typically the women.
Yeah, they take great pride in their borscht. So also in the restaurants, they all have this little twist.
Yeah.
So I guess many are influenced by their parents and grandparents, how they made it.
Yeah.
So if their grandparents were fond of like adding parsnips, then they will add that. So they all have small variations, but it's generally the same line.
Yeah.
They follow.
Right.
Yeah.
As the parents or.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so nice to see. I grew up in a family where we were used to growing vegetables in the garden.
Yeah.
And when you drive through Ukraine, you see every garden has vegetables and fruits and so many things.
Yes, and you see these old people sitting by the side of the road trying to sell what leftover they have. So if they have an apple tree, they will gather whatever apples they need for the winter and they will try to sell off the rest. Yeah. And they trade internally. So you have onions, I have apples, let's trade them.
Yeah.
So they
so good.
It's like rural Denmark was like 50-60 years ago.
Yeah.
But they are strong in the small communities. They help each other.
Yeah.
And I think we have lost that in large parts of the West.
Yeah.
We have become self-centered.
So true.
And in Ukraine, I think that they have more sense of community. They help each other out. Mm-hmm. So they haven't lost that, and I hope they never will, because it's important. And like I said, the sense of giving, that you help others, because they know that if they get into a tight spot, the others in the village will help them out just as they would help out their neighbors. So this sense of community is very important. Also, they are hanging on to their traditions.
Yeah.
The children learn traditional instruments and dances, traditions from the various parts of the country. Right. So each oblast has their own trademarks, so to say, and they had the vyshyvankas. I drove a car to Dnipro, and instead of going on the highway to Kiev, I took a southern route, and I came over the border in the night and slept in the car in the middle of nowhere because I was running out of time and couldn't make it to Lviv to go check into a hotel. So I just drove into a by road and planted the car on the side of the road, and I slept in the car, and I got woken up twice, once by the military and once by the police, who wanted to hear what on earth I was doing here. And I had my papers ready, so I just pulled my head out of the sleeping bag, and here's my papers. Don't shoot. and they accepted it and just said, okay, you can start driving at 5 because there's still this curfew. Yeah. And during the day I was. Because I left at 5 and started driving, and at like 7, 8 in the morning, I noticed all these children in the vyshyvankas heading for school, and it was first school day.
Oh, that was why.
So they were all decked out in the finest, and I was like, wow, the faithfulness to their traditions. I was blown away. And I love it because if you take it in Denmark, if you say you attend folk dancing in Denmark, people would make fun of you. If you played the harmonica in Denmark, people would make fun of you.
Some people would. Yeah.
If you play traditional Danish old-fashioned music. It's just not in fashion. I mean, we are mean in this way because we make fun of our own tradition.
Yeah, true.
So we have forgotten and ignored much of our own traditions in this way, and I hope
that's a good point.
I hope they never will in Ukraine. And if you take Norway, they have their national day on I think it's May 17th, and they all dress out in their national costumes.
Yeah.
And they have this great party of a day. We don't really have that in Denmark in any way.
Not.
So these traditions and these old ways and the internal healthfulness, that is truly something you need to preserve.
I totally agree. I remember going to the markets, Rynok, they call them. So many times, and my friend Dimitro from Kyiv, when he takes me to a market, he's looking at eggs at one stand. He will take it up and talk to the lady about the eggs and put them down and say, no, not these ones. And I'm like, do you need eggs or do you not need eggs? But then, with many different things. He talks with the people about the taste, or they have a conversation with each other about this food you're going to bring home and put in your body.
Yeah.
And then I was having another discussion with some people. They were talking about how cool it was that you can go through a supermarket without even talking to anyone. You just put your groceries in the cart, and then you go out, and it's all been paid for automatically. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm sure you don't even know yourself. This is just, well, then you might as well order online.
Yeah.
But this whole culture of talking to somebody about what you're going to purchase. I mean, I can understand if you're buying a pair of headphones. That you know which model you want, there's nothing to talk about. But most of the time I like to go out, I like to talk to somebody about the clothes I buy or about whatever I buy. And that's going away.
It is. We have become very personally isolated, but we have done this ourselves. So we cordon ourselves off from the rest of the world when we go shopping. For instance, there's no. If you stop and start talking to someone, they would be like, "You're a weirdo."
There is one market in Denmark, in Vejle. There's one guy selling vegetables every Saturday or something like that. And I've known him for very long because my kids were at a school where he also came to sell vegetables. But there you can actually have the same feeling. But apart from that, like in every little city in Ukraine, there's a market where people will stand with many stands. And
I mean, I haven't found it yet, but I haven't spent much time in Lviv. It's a beautiful town, but I mean, when we're heading there, you're on a time-tight schedule. So Lviv is something you just pass through. And I would love to spend more time there, but you should.
I've been there 3 times without cars, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many things I want to see. I mean, through the internet, I have a great friend who has now fled to USA with her husband and children. She's from Odessa, and she keeps saying, "You should go to Odessa. You should go to Odessa. I have friends there that will take care of you." And I want to see Odessa. I want to see the Carpathians. I want to see more of Lviv. I want to see Kharkiv. All the different parts. Because when you start to get to know Ukraine, you find out that I doubt there's a country more diverse than this. Because you have the big forests, there's the almost flat agricultural areas. You have the Carpathian Mountains. You have even deserts. You have the sea. You have the Dnipro river. You have other rivers as well. So it's so diverse. There's so much to see. And I've been driving east-west, but I haven't had time to stop and enjoy. So if anything, it's just you stop the car, get out, do a picture or two, maybe a little video, back in the car, driving. And when you're driving in a convoy, you do not have time for that at all.
No.
So I have sometimes been driving. I've actually done quite a few trips alone, where it's just me, and then you have time to stop,
right?
Because
and
you
meet people.
Sometimes meet people as well. I had this. That was actually with the Danish Cars for Ukraine, and I split up from them in Lviv. So they continued on the highway to Kiev, and I went on a southern route and met up with them on the highway again. So I drove a few hours earlier than they did, because I had a mission from a Danish veteran. So there was this Danish veteran who knew a family in Ukraine, and he knew the mother, and her 18-year-old son had volunteered for the army and was training. So this guy, through one of my colleagues, one of my bosses, approached me and say, I have this backpack full of gear from my time in, I think he was both in Iraq and Afghanistan. So and they get to keep some of this equipment. So it was his to give. So he had a big backpack, and he had thermal underwear, extra socks, gloves, rain clothes, all kinds of things that he got to keep from the Danish army. And the Danish flag had been taken off, so it was all good. And I was to deliver this backpack full of stuff to the boy's mother, who I met in a city south of Kiev. And it was a huge experience. One thing was that this was the first time I got to go solo. But meeting her and her gratitude on behalf of someone I never even met, who was giving this stuff, her gratitude that she knew her son was getting this top grade equipment would improve his chances of doing well. And the last, I've been asking about him a few times, but since I'm I go to my boss, who then goes to his old colleague, because my boss is also a veteran. So it's a bit complicated, because
the communication.
But the last I heard, the kid was still doing fine. So that's a huge relief, because unfortunately you have so many people getting lost, both civilians and soldiers, every day, and it's just a catastrophe.
Gratitude is one
they
quality.
Are so grateful. It's incredible. I mean, this cab, that was my third car. It was it had been driving. It was armored as well. It was so heavily armored. It was fortunately never tested, but it was said that it could withstand 14.5 millimeter heavy Russian machine gun fire. So it was. I mean, I had like 2 centimeters of what's it called, bounce on the feathers of the car, because it was so heavy. It had been driving like gold and diamonds in from a high security facility to an airport.
Crazy,
I think it was in Sofia. So it was heavily armored. And I it was in November, and it was like -8 degrees outside, and it was snowing, and the wipers didn't work, and the air conditioning didn't work. So I had no heat in the car, so I had to wipe down the windscreen in front of me, because I couldn't see. I couldn't even crack open the window, because they were this thick. I mean, they were something like 5 centimeters thick, heavily armored. And I got stopped at this checkpoint, and this uniform, I don't know if he was police or military, but he wants to see my papers. So he knocks on the window, and I'm like, I can't open the window. So I start opening the door, and as soon as I cracked open the door, his hand just went to his AK that he had mounted on his chest. I mean, it was not the finger on the side, it was finger on the trigger. I really scared him, and this was in November 23. But I was like, that was quite a shock for me as well. But it was a huge experience, and I got to deliver it to the Da Vinci Walls. And as I delivered it, there was only one guy who spoke a little English. Right. So I asked him, do you have any memento I can keep, like patches, unit patches or something that I can have? And two of the guys, he translated, and two of the guys just pulled the patches off their arms. It was two different patches, one of the old unit patches and the new one. Yeah. And this guy, he was either a sergeant or something, or an officer. Right. They wore no insignia, and he just, here you go. So he just took off. So this is his cap that he gave me, straight off his own head. Yeah. And that, that bears a mark. This gratitude, that thank you for bringing this car, because a car this heavily armored gives them a fighting chance. Like there was room for two in the front, and it wasn't that big a car, but there was room for two in the back as well. Right. But also for transporting injured or soldiers or supplies that will make it there because the car is so armored. And I've been trying to ask around with people who know guys from the Da Vinci Walls, but I never heard anything back about this car. No. But they were great guys. I mean, they had this driver. He was injured. He was still recovering. So he couldn't use one of his arms, but the car he drove was an automatic. So, right. But he said he had been hit with shrapnel from a grenade in the entire right side of his body, and he was recovering, and he couldn't just sit on his ass do nothing. No. So he helped out by being a driver until he was ready to go back to the front. Mm. And he gave me a lift to the local train station so I could get home. Yeah. He spoke a tiny little bit of English, so we tried to have a conversation, but it was difficult. Yeah. But I mean, these are battle-hardened soldiers, and they are so grateful for. They're
grateful.
Yeah.
And they
humble.
We talk humble, and they have a lot of humor. Yeah. Actually, I also experienced.
Actually, the very first car I brought, there was a lot of confusion about the Georgian Legion, because it turned out that some were raising funds through Georgian Legion that turned out to be scammers. So the very first car that I delivered was for Kraken, a intelligence unit who would need the car to take Russian prisoners and take them back for questioning. And there's these two guys, and one of them is like 10-15 centimeters taller than me, and he's a big guy. Mm-hmm. And as we talk about at the handover of this car, he's hugging me. He just gives me this huge bear hug, and I'm like, okay.
I believe that bear was wearing people's clothes.
It was like, here's a battle-hardened special operations officer, and he's giving me a hug. Right. It was really touching to feel the gratefulness in this way, and they gave me a patch as well. So I have one of the original Kraken patches. Yeah. straight from a uniform as well. When you get to meet the soldiers, it's an entirely different experience from, I mean, the Danish cars for Ukraine, they do great work as well, but we deliver the cars to a Ukrainian NGO who then delivers them on after fixing up the cars.
Right.
So you rarely get to meet the end users.
No.
It's a rare occasion.
Yeah.
But once you meet them and you feel the gratitude from them, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You just cannot match that. Another great example of humor is at the St. Nikolai Church. There's this square where they have this exhibition of burned out Russian armor, and it changes all the time.
Yeah.
But when I was there the first time in 22, the statue of Princess Olga, who is the protector of Kiev, it was all covered in sandbags.
Yeah.
Completely covered in sandbags because they wanted to protect the statue from harm. And then I'm back half a year later, and they removed the sandbags. And they gave the Princess Olga statue a bulletproof vest. So here's a statue in a bulletproof vest, and you're like, what?
The hell?
I mean, just
That's humor.
that's humor. I was there in the winter. I think it was December 22. We delivered these cars in Kiev, and there's an attack, and there's a missile that strikes a power station, and it's the power station that delivers power for the subway, and also some of the intersections.
Yeah.
So the lights in the intersections were and since nobody could use the metro suddenly, everyone took the car. So every street was jam-packed full of cars because people still had to get to work. Right. And there was generators working everywhere. So that there was this hum of generators everywhere, and the smell of diesel.
Yeah, I remember it.
And it was so special, and I was still new to Kiev, so I couldn't really find my way around since they turned off the internet signal, so you couldn't use your GPS to find your way around. I had to ask people in the street, how do I get there?
Yeah.
And there's this young guy, and he spoke excellent English. And so I asked, how do you cope with this?
Yeah.
And he just looks across the street and points, we have McDonald's, Russia don't.
Wow.
I was, what? I said, yeah. Well, McDonald's closed down in Russia because they do not want to support Putin's regime, so they closed down in Russia. But we still have McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Wow. We have to close up pretty soon.
Okay.
Also because I am driving with some Ukrainians. Actually, myself, I'm helping a family get to Berlin.
Wow. Yeah.
So we'll be driving after this.
Okay.
They need to renew their passport or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, but I wanted to ask you, but now I forgot what it was actually. But I'm just thinking, what is your most surprising experience in terms of the culture or the humanity of the Ukrainians?
The helpfulness you get as a foreigner. They are very, very grateful that we come to help them.
Yeah.
And you have to think of this war as being the first where we as civilians can directly influence the war by helping. So you have one military unit fundraising for something specific, and you can donate to that. And I have chosen to spend my energy both donating but also driving the cars in with some of these supplies.
Yeah.
And the gratefulness for getting help is they are so immensely grateful for all the assistance we bring. They are also frustrated that from higher up on the political level that everything happens so slow. I mean, like Zelensky said the other day, we need missiles for defense against the Russian missiles, because the Ukrainians have interceptor drones and etc., but they cannot intercept the cruise missiles and definitely not the ballistic missiles. And systems like the RSG and Patriot, they can, but they need missiles for the systems.
And they are damn expensive.
Yeah, and they are scarce because now they used a lot of the storage in the war in Iran. But definitely the gratitude from the people, and this, if they can help you, they will.
Yeah. I've also experienced several times when I go there, somebody will ask me on the internet or maybe on Facebook, do you need help? I will drive you around.
Yeah.
Where do I know you from? Well, I follow you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Something like that happens almost all the time.
On the first few trips I was on, you had to be very careful. Because we were going to Dnipro on one of these trips. And we were told, as soon as you get to Dnipro Oblast, you should expect that there will be Russian collaborators and fifth column workers. So if they can kidnap you or do you harm, they will. So we were told that you should expect to be targets. So we actually both had our bulletproof vest. I have a bulletproof vest through my work, and he's ex-military, so he had his. But mine is only good against shrapnel and pistol fire, not rifle.
No.
So, but it was still. And getting through security checkpoints at the at railway stations and especially the airport is difficult when you have no declaration on your bulletproof vest. I had totally forgotten that, but yeah, it made us feel a bit safer. We did a delivery to Pokrovsk as the fighting was in Bakhmut. I was on this convoy where we went to Pokrovsk to deliver 2 cars straight to the Azov battalion, who were at that time fighting in Bakhmut. And we were told as we entered the Donbass Oblast, we were told, now you will put on bulletproof vest and you will not take it off again until we pass this sign.
Right.
And that makes you a bit intimidated. And we were 28 kilometers from the front line, but we didn't hear any cannon fire. But it was still an interesting experience.
I'm looking very much forward to going again, because none of us have been there since the exponential growth in attacks on Russia and all this new optimism. And I've heard that there's a new optimistic tone in the country.
Yes, I very much look forward to experiencing that. And I love the way President Zelensky has changed from he became president on the popular vote. But you still meet people who are not great fans of his policies. And you would find that anywhere in the world.
Of course.
But it's changing, and he has more and more support now. But I love the way he can deliver news to the press. And the other day, I love the way he said it, that it was about the strike on this oil depot at St. Petersburg. And he said something along the lines of, our long-distance sanctions on Russian oil is effective. And I love the way he formulates that. I mean,
he's a boss.
He is badass, and he has humor as well. And make no mistake, it's deadly serious, everything. And you can see the sorrow in his eyes when he
yeah.
attends funerals and
Yes.
such, and when he visits sites that has been hit or the front, you can see his emotions in
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah, you can.
And it rubs off when he is also so much alive that he can be humorous.
Yeah, sure.
And
I totally agree with you.
and the Ukrainian people, they take this to heart because they see his optimism and his way of handling things,
Yeah.
and they take that as hope. I think, and I really believe it helps the Ukrainians to have a strong leader like this.
Yes, but not a leader who is blind to criticism.
No, he accepts it.
So so it's like the night and day difference between Maidan 2014, where 100 people were killed in the street for protesting, and then 2025, where no one was hurt protesting in the streets, and they actually got what they wanted. They changed the law that they were unsatisfied with. And so, but a lot of people are criticizing him for this, and I don't want to drag this into a long political discussion, but I think it's good we have him. Yes,
definitely. He has. I mean, he starts out as a comedian on TV,
Right.
And turns into this badass world leader.
And the sorrow that is painted in his face this is not acting.
That's not acting. No, definitely not. I mean, if you search for pictures of when he attended the funeral of a guy like Da Vinci himself, who is behind the Da Vinci walls, he got a big public funeral in Kiev, and Zelensky attended. President Zelensky attended that, and you can see the sorrow in his face. So yes, he's a great man with empathy. He has great empathy for his people, for his troops.
There's no difference if he's standing in front of a simple guy or the Irish journalist who just got to interview him recently, Caelan Robinson, or he's standing in front of a soldier who has just been wounded, or whoever he's in front of. He has the same way of speaking and the same empathy. And he's a great guy.
Yeah, definitely.
And so are you, by the way. It's been a very interesting conversation. We could go on forever.
Yeah.
And we might talk again.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think we have to end it here.
Yeah.
And I want to say 1,000 thanks, Dziękuję. And maybe also Slava Ukraini.
Heroim Slava.
That's the way to end it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah. And we will finish.